Hi folks, I'm Lou with Living Our Dream Now. Melody and I retired about 5 years ago, and we have traveled all over Florida. In this video, I take you to some worthy RV destinations in Florida. By worthy, I mean scenic, with lots of things to do in the local area, and of course, a beach. Oh, and because we're retired, worthy also means affordable. In this video, I show you the best campsites, as many of these camping destinations require campsite-specific reservations. And I'll provide some tips on how we approach campground reservations. Let's start with the Florida Keys. We share the best camping locations in the USA.
Hi guys, we hope you enjoy the video.
Check out our RV and camping related gear at our Amazon storefront. Link in video description. Go Camp Live. KZ gave that to me. All right. This is what you're looking at on your screen is my personal camping map. And let me blow this up a little bit for you. Our first stop is going to be at my favorite state park in all of Florida, and that's Bahia Honda State Park right here. So let's jump into the video. Well, I can sure see why Bahia Honda State Park camping is so popular. The water's just gorgeous. And this is the golf side. There's a progression of steps that take you up to the bridge. And on the other side here is the Atlantic Ocean. And there's the swimming beach that wraps around, and it goes quite a ways off to my left. There's a different type of vegetation along this walkway. We're following a walkway to go up. You had to wind up to go to the bridge overlook. But look at this vegetation that's along here. It's a different kind of vegetation. I don't think I've ever seen this before. I'll zoom in a little bit. It's a different kind of vegetation down there. We'll take a closer look a little bit later on. Yeah, I don't know what this stuff is called, but it sure is pretty. So, the sign says Old Bahia Honda Bridge Trail. So let's go check it out. The viewpoints along the bridge trail, Old Bridge Trail, are just spectacular. Well, we're up on the top of the bridge. There's an observation area over here, up here. And it is most certainly worth a walk to come up the Old Bridge Trail and take some photographs up here, out over Bahia Honda State Park. Wow. That water is spectacular. I might even have to put my suit on and go out in that portion right there. And this is a look at once you get up here on top of the bridge. Behind me is a sign that gives you some history about this bridge. I'll throw a pic up so you can read it. I'm going to take you over to the Bahia Honda State Park campground, and I'm going to give you a walking tour. I'll show you my preferred campsite. Site number 1's a nice site. It will accommodate a large Class A. Site number 5, another nice looking site going down the book. Site number 6 is also big rig friendly, and that's a keeper. Some of these sites do have a height restriction issue off to the left there, but you can be the judge. That's site number 7.
Site number 41 is another nice deep site, and that one will accommodate my rig going down the book. Site number 41. That's site number 22. You may not be able to get a big rig in that site, but you're backed up right against the water. The minus is you have US 1 road traffic right behind you. That's not going down in my best campsites list for this campground, but you be the judge. Site number 25 is deep and it's vacant. Many of these other sites right along here were shallow and would not accommodate my rig. But site 25 will. Let's take a walk back in here. Here's the hookups. There's the water, no sewer, new box, 3050 amp electric service. Look how much room's in this site. I would put up with the road noise for this site, being right here in this magnificent state park. And that's the view out of the back of your camper. How cool is that? Again, this is the same site, looking back toward the road. And that's your view. I would most definitely camp with my fifth wheel in that site. Site number 25. That's site number 25 going down the book. Site number 20 is a nice looking site. There's some people over there right now, but it will accommodate a big rig, and you do have a nice view of the water from the rear of the site. Even better is the site right next to it, site number 19 going down the book. That is a keeper. Site number 18 is a very large site. Most definitely going down the book. And I'll put these two down for consolation. I wouldn't want to try to get my rig in there, but you can parallel if you have a smaller camping configuration. That Class A is pretty large, but I wouldn't want to try to get my fifth wheel in there. That is site 16, and that's in the corner pocket on the turnaround. You can't beat the view. And the site right next to it is site number 15. Also, won't work for me, but you be the judge. Can't beat the view on that side either. Site number 14 will accommodate a large fifth wheel with tow vehicle, and you're right on the access to the marina waterway. It goes back in toward the marina there. Site number 13, also a very nice site. It's vacant right now, so let's take a walk back in here. This is an absolutely huge site. Here's your hookups, water, 3050 amp electric off to the left, or off to the right. Picnic table, there's a dock back in here. And you're right on this waterway that takes you out into the Gulf and then out into the Atlantic. Wow. Cannot beat that view. This site is going down the book. That's site 13 going down the book.
See that? That is Lou. That's how far out he is. Check it out. And he's walking on sand. There's a big sandbar right here.
Bahia Honda State Park is my favorite state park in all of Florida. Look at this water. You go down to the first parking area after you come in the entrance station. You walk back up toward the entrance station. This is my favorite part of the beach. The sandbars really widen out. You can walk it out here for quite a ways. I was just out here. Spent about a half hour out here. I didn't have my camera. I walked back and
picked up Melody's camera, and I just wanted to show you just how spectacular this water is when you walk out in. I'm only out here to it's not even covering my feet, and I'm this far from the shore.
Bahia Honda State Park truly is a bucket list RV destination. And I know what you're thinking, folks. I'll never get a reservation there. Look, folks, if you want to go to the Florida Keys, you need to have a strategy. And it helps if you have the right tools in your camping toolbox. And we're going to talk about those two things toward the end of the video. But right now, we're going to go right next door, not even 2 miles away. Let me zoom in here a little bit for you. The Sunshine Key RV Resort and Marina.
So this is the office where you check in. Right off to the right of the office, they have a map. The folks in there are really nice. They had us checked in and at our site within half an hour I was set up. I'm down at site 315. Here's a look at the marina area. The marina store's off to your left. I'll take you up there in a minute. Melody and I were out here this morning. We saw some manatee right here in the marina. I'll put up a few photographs and a clip or two. Well, another evening here at Sunshine Key RV Resort. Another day when the tarpon are out. Those are truly massive fish. Look at the size of these guys. This is Sunset Pier. They walk you out to the end. The water here at Sunshine Key RV Resort is spectacular. This little gate and the steps going down to the water is where you can go to swim. You're allowed to swim right around the buoys here. There is a little current just beyond those buoys, so you don't want to venture out too far. People are allowed to fish off this pier as well. That's the US Highway 1 you're looking at off in the distance. But take a view of this water. Isn't that something? And they have couple benches out here for you to sit on. Wow. Sunshine Key RV Resort and here in the Florida Keys truly is a spectacular RV destination. Melody and I have looked forward to this stop our entire 2021-2022 snowbird season. This is really our capstone to our 9-month snowbird season this year. If you follow our YouTube channel, you know Melody and I love free and affordable RV camping. Did I tell you how much we're paying to stay here at Sunshine Key RV Resort? $20 a night, folks, using our 1,000 Trails membership. That is affordable RV camping. And they do have premium, what they call premium RV sites here at Sunshine Key RV Resort. That's one of them right there, site 452. Looks like it's vacant. Now, can you imagine back in your camper up here and having this view out of your rear window of your RV. Pretty darn cool. And not too far from the beach area, they have a little tiny house village. And the tiny houses are pretty cute. Melody and I are on Bonito Lane, and there's our Cougar fifth wheel right there. We have a 50 amp full hookup site. It even includes cable. We get lots of cable channels to include all your major news carriers, and the channels are crystal clear, folks. If you want to pay for Wi-Fi, they have Wi-Fi throughout the park. That's a Wi-Fi tower right next to my rig. They have free Wi-Fi. They have a free Wi-Fi hotspot in one of the common areas here in the park as well.
Let me show you what I got on the grill. We went down to Winn-Dixie. They have seafood and all kinds of meats. These are hot sausages that we picked up at the deli at Winn-Dixie, Big Pine Key, just about 5 minutes away. Can't wait. I love hot sausage. Especially in RV life, we all have our assigned duties, don't we? Here's a look at the pool at Sunshine Key RV Resort. Melody and I are here at Sunset Pier. Let's go check out the light show tonight. I just wanted to give you a little look in the evening of what the resort looks like. Melody is always making friends. She saw those dogs over there and she's checking them out. But I'll throw up. I'm not going to give the normal walking tour I give and showing you know, the best campsites, because all the sites are assigned before you even get here. But I'll throw up some photos of what the park looks like right now. Melody and I did several day trips to Key West, Florida during our stay. Be sure to catch our video of the Glass Bottom Boat Tour, link at the end of this video. We had an amazing time at Sunshine Key RV Resort. We will be back.
Next up is Curry Hammock State Park, located right here.
Here's a little better vantage point of the day use facility. And there's another body of water off to my left. Let's go check it out, and then we'll go take a look at the beach area. It does look like they have kayak rental here, and right over on this part of the park, there's a body of water that goes out into the Atlantic. And you can put your kayak in right in here. That goes, US 1 is right on the other side of that water there. Here's another vantage point of the day use area beach. If you're considering RV camping in the Florida Keys, you may want to check out Curry Hammock State Park Campground. Let's go over. I'm going to give you a walking tour and show you my preferred campsites. Well, we're now in the Curry Hammock State Park Campground. This is site number 27. It's a fairly large site. You can get any size rig in here. Let's go take a look. Take a walk back in there. Take a look at the electric hookups. You have water. $30 and $50 amp electric service. New looking box. I don't see any sewer. You do have a charcoal grill, picnic table, sitting area. Got a place to set up a tent back there, it looks like, if you want to, on the other side of the picnic table. But that's a look back at your site. No overhead clearance problems. And very long site. You can get any size rig in there. Site number 27 going down the book for Curry Hammock State Park Campground. Right here's the shower house. They have handicap parking right here. Flush toilets and showers. Shower house is elevated, but you have a handicap ramp going up so you can avoid the steps. This is a nice site right here. Let's go get another vantage point. Looks like this is going to be site number 1. Very long site, and you have access to the shower house right behind you. Site number 1 going down the book. And it looks like we have a campground host on site. Let's continue to walk around the campground loop. Site number 8 has some privacy. Here's a look back at site number 8. Site number 9 is a huge site, and you have a partial ocean view from that site. Site number 9. Even better, site number 11 has a full view of the Atlantic Ocean. There's the Atlantic off in the distance there. Site number 11 going down in the book, Curry Hammock State Park Campground. If you have a shorter rig, site 13 has a full Atlantic view. That site won't work for me because my fifth wheel, that'd be a tight squeeze. But if you have a smaller rig, site number 15 is a premium site, preferred site here at Curry Hammock State Park Campground. And I'm not sure whether I got that last number right, so it is site number 13 was that last site. Site 13. Right next to site 13 is an access to a beach right here at the campground. Let's go take a look at it. It says no pets allowed on the beach. How cool is this? You got your own beach access here directly from the campground. There's that A string, and there's the fifth wheel I just showed you. The sun's in our eyes going that way. Looks like they got a picnic table set up on the corner down there, but looking back you can see where that fifth wheel is. You get a full ocean view as well as from the site where that A string was sitting. Pretty cool. And here's yet another vantage point of the beach access directly from the Curry Hammock State Park Campground. That's the direction we just came from. This is site 15. Looks like we have a tent camper set up here. What I want to show you is site number 16. It's right here. There's site 16. You also have a full Atlantic view from site 16. Site 15 is right behind it. Since site number 16 is vacant, let's go back and verify what kind of hookups we have. There's your water spigot there. Cool beans. 3050 amp electric hookup. You also have 110 plugs if you're tent camping. Here's a look at your view from the picnic table. Here's a view back from the rear of the site. The restroom facilities right across the street. Both sites 15 and 16 will accommodate my rig because you can park your tow vehicle off to the left of each site. Site 15 is concrete, so that's a plus. And site 16, it's graveled, but wow, you cannot beat the view. Will also fit my rig. Both going down the book for Curry Hammock State Park Campground. Site 17 has a full Atlantic view as well. They got a Class A sitting in there with their towed. Site number 20 is on the opposite side of the camping circle. Very nice site. Let's go back in here. Looks like you're going to have 3050 amp electric hookup on this side as well. You can get any size rig in there. Site number 20 going down in the book. Site number 21, also a very nice site with a full Atlantic view. And as you exit the campground, they do have a dumpster.
Another worthy destination in the Florida Keys is Fiesta Key RV Resort near Layton, Florida, located right here.
Here's a map right by the office of Fiesta Key RV Resort. Melody and I wound up in site 249, right across from the cabin area. And wow, these are tropical looking, cabins with a big picture window looking over the water. And believe it or not, the water is just spectacular out in here. Out in the Gulf part, this is the Atlantic Ocean on the other side of the island, but the resort faces the Gulf. And last night, as soon as we arrived, we went out here to where happy hour is. They have a tiki hut up here, and you can cocktails are reasonably priced. The food was great. We had a mahi sandwich. The marina is just spectacular alongside the marina here. Look at this water, isn't that spectacular? The pool is just on the other side of the marina, and I'll take you there a little bit later. And you can walk out where that little tiki hut is, out on the point there. You see somebody fishing out there. And this is just far exceeded both Melody and my expectation. Look at this water, isn't that something? Okay, so now we're gonna walk down this waterway that skirts the perimeter of the campground on this end, and clear out on the end there is Sunset Point. There's a big tiki hut out there, and spectacular sunsets. We went out there last night and the sunset was just awesome. Let me walk you out there. So how cool would it to have your back window backed up to these waterfront sites up ahead? This is just awesome. Here's a vantage point of those waterfront sites from the bridge, the walking bridge. It goes over to the marina. There's a look back at the direction I just walked from, but get a load of this water. It's just absolutely gorgeous. This is Sunset Point right here. So there's the tiki hut on Sunset Point. I'm standing right on the point. And that's your view. And that water is just spectacular out there. They have several hot tubs at Fiesta Key RV Resort.
And they do have a pool at Fiesta Key RV Resort.
And here's a look at our campsite at Fiesta Key RV Resort in Layton, Florida. And folks, we also stayed here for $20 a night.
We really enjoyed our stay here at Fiesta Key RV Resort.
Our last stop is John Pennekamp Coral Reef State Park in Key Largo, Florida.
Okay, well, we just arrived at John Pennekamp Coral Reef State Park in Key Largo, Florida. And I'm right here at the Visitor Center and Aquarium, parked down in here. I'm going to give you a walking tour of the day use area. Cannon Beach, this area over in here, they have boat tours, glass bottom boat tours. There's snorkeling over in here, and there's a marina. So I'm going to show you around the day use area, and then I'm going to take you on a walking tour of the campground. It's a full hookup campground, water, electric sewer, and I'm going to show you my preferred campsites. So here are the cannons, for the namesake, Cannon Beach, and those do look like pretty old cannons. And people can go swimming out here, and I hear snorkeling's popular out here. There's a pavilion right here at Cannon Beach, and then a seating area right over in here. Oh, yeah, that water is pretty clear down in there. And this is another vantage point of that seating area. It's really neat right there. The water's super clear. Well, I'm over here at the edge of the marina. Looks like they have the snorkeling gear pickup and return, and kayak and canoe rental here. Let's go out over this walking bridge and see what's over the rise here. So from up on top of the bridge, I have a better vantage point. There's where the canoe and kayak rental is. And it looks like they're putting people in right there behind where you can rent the canoes and kayaks. And then off in the distance there, you can see a whole group of folks in those yellow kayaks. And that's Cannon Beach over in there. And I'm looking down the water, and there's a really huge tropical looking fish down in there. You can probably make him out. Let me zoom in a little bit. You see him right in there? You can see some green and orange. Pretty huge fish. These are the glass bottom boats. And here's one coming in here with a crew. In addition to the more popular glass bottom boat tours, they also have snorkeling tours. There's the snorkeling boat right there. And this is pretty interesting. The park is more than just what you can see on land. You can see here the John Pennekamp Coral Reef State Park extends all the way down through here and out into the Keys. As promised, this is the walking tour of the John Pennekamp Coral Reef State Park campground. And right behind me is a very nice restroom facility, flush toilets, shower. You have handicap parking right here. Here's one of my favorite sites. Site number 40. Let's go back and take a look and see what kind of hookups we have. In this campground, they should all be full hookup. Let's verify what kind of electric service we have. There's your sewer. There's the water hookup off to the right there. Cool beans. 30 and 50 amp electric hookup. You also have 110 service. And here's a view of that site from the rear. Site number 40 going down in the book. Yeah, I really like that site. Site number 40 going down in the book for John Pennekamp Coral Reef State Park Campground. That's a handicap site, and you also have a paved walking trail with a ramp going up to the shower house. Right next to site 40 is site number 39. Very nice looking site. 30-50 amp electric hookup, full hookup site going down the book. Adjacent from those last two sites that I just showed you is another site that I like. This is going to be site number 16. Let's go back and take a look at the electric service back here. Get any size rig in this site. There's no overhead clearance problems. Here's the electric box for site 16. 30-50 amp electric hookup. There's the picnic table, grill. And there's your sewer off to the left there. Site number 16 going down the book. Right next to site 16 is site 15, also a nice looking site. Get just about any size rig in there. Even if you have a fifth wheel, you could get your tow vehicle off to the left. That's also going to be a 30-50 amp full hookup site. Site 15, that's a keeper. You have a smaller camping configuration. Site number 13 may work for you. There's no overhead clearance problems, but that site is shorter than the other sites that I've shown you. Site number 11 is a nice wide site. That's going down the book. Site 43, also a nice site. Full hookup, plenty of room in that site. And if you have a smaller rig, site number 2, as soon as you pull into the campground, may suit your needs. Site 45, another nice large site. Any size rig should be able to get in there. Site number 4 would be more for a small to medium size camping configuration, but very nice site. You can get your rig level there. All these sites, you can pretty much get your rig level. The plus the John Pennekamp Coral Reef State Park is you have all these activities, the snorkeling, the scuba diving, kayaking. You have all the concessionaires right there, plus all the boat tours. And you're right here on Key Largo, which you have a lot more services available on Key Largo than some of the other keys.
So folks, this is how Melody and I approach RV trip planning and getting reservations in the Florida Keys. We will plan the furthest out. We'll make the reservations out at the earliest opportunity. Every state's different. Florida just changed how they do reservations. But suffice to say, at the very moment we can make the reservation, I have the atomic clock out, and you're trying to get that reservation. And if we can't get the reservation, then I don't fiddle around and play the game of subscribing to these services that will notify you if somebody cancels a reservation. That's not how Melody and I do trip planning. I'll try to make the reservation the furthest out I can at the earliest opportunity. And if I fail, for instance at Bahia Honda State Park, then I will go to plan B. Well, what's plan B? In this instance, it would be Sunshine Key. I have a membership that will allow me to stay there for $20 a night if I can get in there, because the way these memberships work is they allot so many slots for members, and then the remainder of the slots are retail slots. And most of these campground membership organizations, they set their how many spaces are available for members dynamically. For instance, if you're in high season in Florida, chances are, because they can make so much money from people paying retail, they'll actually reduce the number that are available to members. Campsites. For instance, at Sunshine Key, I can make reservations 90 days out with our type of membership. Not as far out as the state park. So if I can't reserve that state park, Bahia Honda State Park, then I'm going to know well in advance that I need to try for Sunshine Key. And if I come up empty there, I have more tools in my toolbox. And because you've hung in there with me, I'm going to show you this other tool that I really haven't disclosed to anyone else. So let's dive into, let's go to my laptop. Okay, folks, what you're looking at on your screen is my Resort Parks International login, RPI. And I'm at the map that shows the RV resorts where I can get discounts. And there are two down in the Florida Keys. Let's go to Sunshine Key RV Resort. Let's open this up. And you'll see here it says RPI Additional Savings Campground. And what I want to point out to you is it says the public rate $124 a night. Nightly rates. Members receive 30% savings during peak season and pay $15 per night during non-peak times. So I told you right here about peak season. Peak season for this resort is November through April. So when I'm planning a visit here, I'm going to make it like the first week of May so that I have these different memberships to fall back on, provided that I cannot get into Bahia Honda State Park at the maximum booking window. If I can, I still may get in to try to get into Sunshine Key using one of these other resort memberships, because it will cost me a lot less money if I can get in using one of these memberships, and then I'll just cancel the one at Bahia Honda. But I'd rather have the bag in hand as soon as I can get it, and that's why I would go to the state park first. Let's say I can't get the state park. Let's say I struck out with 1,000 Trails membership with Trails Collection Plus add-on, and I couldn't get a reservation at this park 90 days out. Well, then I can come in with RPI at 60 days out and make a reservation. If I do that the first week of May, and I can get an RPI slot because they have so many slots assigned for Resort Parks International members. If I can get one of those campsites at the discount rate, then that's $15 a night, and hey, I'm good to hook. If not, I have yet another fallback, because I can still go in and get a 30% off on a regular retail site. Having tools in your toolbox is a good thing. For the best camping memberships in 2023, click the video that's on your screen.